What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy Kiss. Right now, you checking out the three-point conversion.
Shai, you guys obviously ran away with it in the fourth quarter, but Mark was mentioning that the end of the third quarter was really where things started to turn for you guys. What did you notice in that sequence that allowed you guys to kind of shift the game?
Yeah, they changed the game. They got stops. They were physical. And for sure, if it wasn't for that unit, we'd probably lose the game. The coach always says a 48-minute game. We saw problems with 5 guys, all 17 guys on our team, and we did so tonight.
And wanted to ask you specifically about Poku's night. It seemed like he gave you a lot of different stuff out there on the floor, whether it was blocks or defending or even scoring at the 5. Just what did you see from him specifically and what he was able to provide?
Yeah, he just showed his versatility. He showed what he can do on the basketball court, offensively and defensively at multiple positions. He's gotten a lot better at that. I think he's finding his role in the NBA.
Daniel Belbia. So ask Coach about the poise you guys have shown the last 4 games, and he said it was on you guys. So what would you give credit to that? Because it's not something you can actually coach.
Yeah, I think just us being in situations. I think for the first time in a couple years, we've all been on the team. We've all come back. It's for the most part the majority of us that's been here last year. We've been through thick and thin together, and now when we see those situations again, we know what to do, and it's paying off.
And then you got MVP chance tonight. How'd that feel?
It felt cool. It felt like a video game.
Is your first game versus Banchero. What did you see from him tonight, and what makes him so hard to guard, and what made him the #1 overall pick?
He's physical. He plays inside of his game. He's big for his position, and he's got tools. He's a good player. As long as he works out, he'll be pretty good for a long time. And Chet Holmgren's the #1 pick, by the way.
Everybody talks about how much you cook and how much you put the ball in the basket, but your defense has really improved this season. You had that really nice little steal at the end where you got the bucket on the other side there. Just here's your chance again to talk about just how much dedication you put into playing better defense this year and just showing up on that side of the court too.
Yeah, I know the player that I want to be. When my career is over, I want to be on both sides of the ball. And I think the best players that I try to watch and emulate my game after, guys that have done great things with the game, do it on both ends. And that's something I figured out through my NBA career, how to kind of do it on both ends and kind of not preserve energy, but figure out, pick your spots when you can gamble and stuff like that. And just, I think at the end of the day, defense is a want-to thing. And then a little bit of conditioning, obviously. So I think I worked on my conditioning, and then I really honed in on wanting to this year.
Shai, in the past you've talked about maybe over the course of a game kind of seeing the pictures, recognizing things, and waiting until the right opportunity to make your move. What did you notice over the first 3 quarters that you were able to maybe get to in the fourth to have that tempo and pacing as you orchestrated offense?
Yeah, I tried to play fast and kind of counteract their size. In the end of the second, first 3 quarters of the third, their size really gave us problems. I think on both ends of the floor. And then when we got stops, got a little, I like to say, grimier defensively, played faster, and tried to play ahead of them, we were good and we were able to get back in the game. So I just tried to push the pace, try to play downhill, and try to not let their size get to the game.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman. Shai, just to follow up on Daniel's question about the MVP chance, just to feel that atmosphere and get that sort of reception from the fans. Just how does that feel for you out there?
Yeah, it feels good. I always say, from the first day I was here, the fans have been great. They continue to do so. Always have our back. The first year I was here, we were really good, and then obviously we haven't been as good the past couple of years. But no matter what, they stay the same, and it's easy to play for a team in a city like that.
Just the way you started this season, putting up the numbers that you're putting up, and now 4 straight wins, do you feel like a different player this season? I mean, it looks like you've even taken a step up from where you even were the last couple of years.
Yeah. I for sure do. And I think if I go in every season and don't feel that, then I didn't do what I was supposed to do in the off season. Put in a lot of work, and I expect to be a different player in the off season.
Andrew Schlecht of The Athletic. You talk kind of generally about defense, but you seem to kind of know what Franz Wagner was going to do before he did it. What is your defensive study? What does that look like? What does your preparation for a matchup like that look like for you?
A lot of times, before I know we're playing a team, NBA players have league pass. So most of my nights I'm watching NBA games. So we have Denver coming up. I watched them play the Lakers the other day. So I'm always watching basketball, and I'm always picking up and trying to watch what guys like to do. I guess that's where it comes from. Not necessarily watching their clips, but I'm more just always watching basketball.
Anybody else?
One more.
Clemente Monza, Norman transcript. I noticed that you guys took a ton of your frees on the left corner spot. Was that by intention, or were you guys just working with the Magic we're willing to give y'all?
Yeah, probably just what they're willing to give us. But I think statistically, the corner three is the highest percentage three. So we're gonna take those as much as we